Organizing a plot is one of the most difficult aspects of telling a story. In Beemgee, we take the idea of index cards that you might stick to a wall and put this into a digital project. So you fill up the cards with individual plot events, with scene ideas, and then you can add all sorts of information to these cards. For instance, which characters take part, but lots more. In the sidebar you add the information, and in the grid that appears when you edit, then you can assign this information to the individual plot events. There's a whole wealth of information that you can add, and then you can filter it all or highlight it all, which means you can check the distribution of individual aspects of your story. For instance, where do the characters actually take part in the story within the narrative? You can view all this within the timeline or in the corkboard view, so that you get a good overview of the entire story structure per individual element. Another way of keeping a good bird's eye view of your story is by changing the colors of the cards as you wish. You can do this in either the timeline views or the corkboard view, and there's many different colors to choose from, and this will help you keep tabs on your story when you start playing with the narrative chronology switch, because there's basically two sort orders to any events in a story: the narrative order in which you tell these events, you relate these events, and the chronology in which they actually happen. And you can do this quite simply with flipping the narrative chronology switch, which works in the timeline view and in the corkboard view. Now, this outlining tool is all about bringing structure into your story, so we have this structure markers feature, which you can add the segmentation type that you want, whether you want act structure or chapters, and do that in the sidebar as per normal. And then when you see the grid, you can click into the grid where you need the different segments to start. Anything to the right of where you click will then be in the new segmentation. And this again is visible in the corkboard view too, and that'll help you get a good structure feeling for your entire narrative. This is only to be viewed in the narrative sort order, because obviously in the chronology it wouldn't work. All the information that you've added over time to each individual card is visible in that card in the detail view, and this is exportable too as a PDF or as a text export. And the most important section possibly is the description section, where you write in present tense in whole sentences what actually happens in this plot event, because that is all then visible in the step outline section, where you can also edit it all as copy text, which is a perfect basis for your treatment. This again is completely exportable as text, either as the entire treatment text or with all of the scene details, which is a super basis for your manuscript document.